Shaq here, spinning fast-acting pain relief with Icy Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, you're so back.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find
and
it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
All of the phones are out, and it will be a gold medal for the host nation.
He's up to silver medal. He's gone, and Great Britain have won the gold medal in the boulder and lead. Toby Roberts, the 19-year-old from Surrey, with 155 points, has won gold for Great Britain.
And the young man from Lewisham is going to take the gold medal here. It's going to be an individual gold medal for Alex Yee and Team GB.
I wrote in my recent blog, let it go, let it go, let it go. And I'm not talking about my voice.
Yes, I'm glad that Michael is here, even though he's battling from his sick bed. We wish him well, but we wanted to be back because despite the intro that you may have just heard, we are moving on to Milan and looking ahead to LA.
Yes, au revoir Paris 2024. We do hope you enjoyed our summer series Encore en Foire. If you did, I'll look back at Paris 2024. Please rate us, please rank us, please tell your friends, please share on socials so that we can carry on doing what we do too. I'm not very well, and I'm Michael.
And I'm John, and I'm just about hanging on in there. But this is Anything But Footy, the Olympic and Paralympic podcast, away from the transfer tittle-tattle, the Premier League XGs. It's time to focus on the rest of the world's best sport in 2025. And we'll tip our cap to the next Olympics and the Commonwealth Games in 2026.
Yeah, phrases you won't hear over the next 10, 15-minute top bins. We won't hear war chest, which people like to talk about this time of year. We definitely won't be using the word limbs either. What we will be talking about is Olympic and Paralympic sport. And first up in this episode, there's World Championships aplenty. Rowing, cycling, gymnastics, athletics, canoeing, and right here in the UK as well, the first ever IOC recognised World Boxing Championships in Liverpool.
And we need to get Michael fit and ready for all of that. We've got a busy few weeks to come. So we always say it, there's only a few people that get to represent the nation in sport. Even fewer who get to represent their nation at a home World Championships. And then even fewer than that who actually come from the city that is staging the championships. But that's the case for our very latest guest on the podcast, Liverpool's famous Salisbury ABC Boxing Club's very own Adel Kamara, the 7-time national champion and one of the many hopes for GB boxing at the first World Boxing Championships in Liverpool. And Michael has been catching up with him.
I'm Adel Kamara. I'm a podium boxer for GB and I weigh 70 kilos, so light middleweight. And I'm looking forward to the World Championships in Liverpool.
Are you looking forward to it in particular because it's in Liverpool?
Yeah, I think that's giving me extra incentive for it. I can't wait. Just to have my family there and fight in front of them for the first 4 years. First time in 4 years. It's going to be crazy.
And what we know about Liverpool, and I've been to many sporting events there, football, gymnastics, netball even, the crowds will come out and they'll get behind the home boxers.
Yeah, definitely. No matter what, really. Even if you're not from Liverpool, even if you're not from England, if you've shown you've got heart and you put everything into your fight, you will get clapped. You'll get a standing ovation. You'll be backed. No matter what. We've got the best fans in the world.
So tell us a bit about the size and scope of this event, because we've got hundreds of boxers coming from all over the world. It's men and women as well. How huge is it in your calendar?
To be honest, it's the biggest tournament I've ever been to. It's my first major tournament under GB. And yeah, I think it's the biggest one Liverpool's ever hosted as well in terms of an amateur sport. So it's going to be really exciting because the city's going to get to show what they've got to offer to like tourists and other people around the world. And we're going to get to show Liverpool what we've got to offer in terms of skill and our sport.
And Liverpool's got a lot to offer, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Tell us a little bit about you. How did you get into the game? How did you start out?
I started out as a kickboxer. I started out with Alfie Lewis in Yushinkai, which is a freestyle kickboxing gym. And from there, I started progressing, and I kind of hit a ceiling where I couldn't really go any further because there's just no money in it. And I'd won a world title and stuff like that. So my dad said it's time to move on, son. And he took me over into the boxing world. And I was loving it, but I only wanted to do boxing, so I had hands. Like, I was good with me hands for MMA. But once I got there, I fell in love, and I didn't go back, to be honest. I didn't stop going back.
And how do you go from joining a club, knowing you're good at it, to being spotted and joining the GB program?
To be honest, it's about winning titles at like the amateur level. You've got to win every year, basically. I won from the minors up to the youths. But a weird thing with me was I didn't win the ABAs, the Elite ABAs, which is a massive, massive tournament in England, the biggest one you can possibly do. And yeah, so I just thought it weren't in the cards for me to get on GB. But they gave, because of the way I performed in the ABAs, they gave me a golden letter, it's called, and they let me do a trial. And once I'd done the trial, they were like, "This guy's got something," and they put me on. And then I've just progressed ever since.
What was it like going for that trial? Did you feel pressure, or did you just think this is a fantastic opportunity?
I just thought this is a fantastic opportunity. I like to say I don't feel pressure really because I've been fighting all my life and it's all I know. And yeah, I thrive under it, if anything. So yeah, it was a really good opportunity and I made the most of it.
And growing up, was boxing something you watched? Do you have boxing heroes? Are there particular events or fights that you remember?
Yeah. But in terms of like growing up, I think me biggest hero was Roy Jones Jr. And then as I progressed in like my boxing career, I started loving Sugar Ray Leonard, just the way he boxes. And then from there, it was like, obviously Terence Crawford is the biggest name right now, and I just love the way he boxes. I think he's unbeatable, really. Yeah, and he's my weight, so I can't wait to see him fight Canelo.
And tell us a little bit. Obviously, you joined the GB program. You're an amateur boxer at the moment, and is that just what you're looking at right now? Whatever you can achieve in the amateur game and professional boxing, that may come and sort itself out because of your success where you are right now.
I wanna go to the absolute pinnacle of the amateur game. I want to keep winning. I don't want to lose. I want to get a gold medal in the Worlds, a gold medal in the Europeans, a gold medal in the Commonwealths, and then a gold medal in the Olympics. And then, there's nobody that can stop me. Then I'll go into the pros and mark my name down and make sure everyone knows about me.
What about the Olympic Games? Is that something that you grew up watching? Do you have any great memories of an Olympic Games, for example, or a Commonwealth Games?
I'd say London. I can remember it when I was in primary school. The little teddies, them little alien teddies, and it was just such a big thing when it was in London. And then I've just dreamt of it since I was a kid. I always had it in the back of my head that I would be going to the Olympics one day, and I feel like I've kind of manifested it. And I'm on the right path right now, so hopefully one day I go.
So what was it like? What was it like to walk into the gym in Sheffield and see Anthony Joshua's picture on the wall and Nicola Adams and Luke Campbell and these other London 2012 medalists?
Just inspiring, if anything, just completely inspiring because the hard work they've put into it from just being on this program for 2 years now, you can just see like how much they sacrificed and how dedicated they were, and that's the only way they got to their medals in the Olympic Games.
And what would you say about the GB boxing program? Because I know Paris, with Lewis Richardson being the only medalist there, was a little bit of a hiccup. But in general terms, it's been such a successful program. The success has bred more and more success. What's been the secret?
I think the secret is how our coaches push us. They want one thing from you, and it's just determination. It's like if you want to fight and you keep winning, you're in their good books. Like you're flying really.
And in terms of you, is boxing a way of life? Do you think about boxing with every decision you make, whether that is a night out or what you're going to eat today? Is it always first and foremost that you're a boxer?
Yeah, I eat, breathe, sleep boxing. Like everything to do with my life is just boxing. I don't go out. I've never had a drink. I've never smoked nothing. And yeah, I just live this life, and it's paying off for me. And I can't wait to reap the rewards of it.
You're never tempted when your friends ring up going, come on, we're all going down. It's Matthew Street Festival in Liverpool this week. Come on, come out with us, Odell.
To be honest, I've got all my friends are kind of like the same kind of mind frame as me. I like to keep the same kind of circle. So they're all athletes themselves, and they're all, if they're not, they're working hard. So we don't really have time for that. We like to chill together in each other's houses and have a good time, but we don't really go out. That's not our vibe.
And what about family? You mentioned obviously your dad got you into the boxing from the kickboxing. How proud is he? Albeit, I'm sure he's got ambitions for you to go all the way, like you've already spoke about.
Yeah, my dad loves everything I'm doing. Him and my mum played a massive part in like raising me as an athlete. She used to drive me in the morning to training. 6:30 in the morning, she used to drive around the park while I ran. So, because I was too little, I was like 7 or something like that. So I used to be running around the park, and she'd drive next to me, so I didn't get like kidnapped or something. Yeah, and to be honest, they don't pressure me, they don't push me to do nothing I don't want to do. Especially because I'm a man now. But from a young age, it's always been it's on you, and that's the mindset I've kept going forward. Is anything I want to achieve, it's on me. I've got to put the work in, no matter what.
How would you describe yourself as a boxer?
Like style wise.
Yeah,
I'm explosive. I'm extremely fast, and I've got that knockout power. So if you come and watch me in Liverpool, you'll see a few knockouts, hopefully.
Well, that sounds like a brilliant way to finish the interview. We will come and watch you in Liverpool. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Michael and Adel Kamara. The opening bell of the World Boxing Championships in Liverpool will ring at 11 a.m. on Thursday, September 4th. It'll feature more than 550 boxers from more than 65 countries, with the draw the day before. GB Boxing has selected 16 men and women, as well as Liverpool's Adele. We have homeboy Callum Mackin in the 75 kilogram category. He's in action. And 2 women that competed at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Yeah, we've mentioned it again, are also going. They will be going for Great Britain again. Charlie Davidson in the women's 54 kilogram and Chantel Reed in the women's 70 kilogram.
World Boxing Championships 2025 runs from the 4th to the 14th of September. Takes place at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. Tickets still on sale, by the way. I think it's going to be an absolutely brilliant event. Odell, when I spoke to him there, really got me excited for it. If you'd like to go, tickets £15 for adults, £5 for concessions. So could be a brilliant back-to-school treat that. Under 16s, OAPs, students, those in receipt of benefits, all get those £5 tickets. If you'd like your tickets, like to have a look at the schedule and get the latest news about the championships, go to the website, which is worldboxingliverpool.com. This is Anything But Footy, the Olympic and Paralympic podcast. Our news from the games coming up.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle. Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue. Subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Well, we've said we're moving on, so the latest on Milano Cortina 26 and LA 28 to come, but so many world championships in the coming weeks. I've actually not really seen it or remember it quite being like that, where it's one after another, after another, after another. So stay with us, because we're going to look ahead to Tokyo and the World Athletics Championships in the weeks to come. But Michael, you were recently at the British World Trials in Birmingham, and since then as well, Keely Hodgkinson is back and winning races, and boy, is she winning races.
Yeah, I watched her in a couple of Diamond League appearances. 800 meters, absolutely fantastic. Looks like she's never been away from the track. I mean, you have to wonder, don't you, when someone spends nearly a year out, and there'd been obviously a few sort of question marks about this hamstring injury. She did it immediately after Paris and did it again when the Keely Classic was going to take place. And then there was another little delay. You had to wonder then, didn't you, whether this was something a little bit more serious. But yeah, she's come back absolutely fantastic. And the big thing for me at the minute, which I'm really interested in, is what is Georgia Hunter-Bell going to do? I mean, I don't know if you saw her social media feeds last night. She put into Chat GPT, what shall I do at the upcoming World Championship? Shall I double up? I mean, she's asking literally everybody about this at the minute. I was listening to a specialist athletics podcast, and she was asking the presenters of that what they thought she should do. You might remember she asked me what I thought she should do when we were having a chat in Birmingham at the British Championships. Will she run over 800? She did against Keely, finished third. Keely won the race. At the most recent Diamond League meeting. Of course, she's a medalist over 1,500 meters, but that looks very, very strong this year. I wonder whether the 800 is the event for her. The schedule works, so there's enough sort of rest time between. It can be done. We know that. Kelly Holmes famously did it in Athens 2004. And what I would say is that Georgia Hunter-Bell's always done two things. So she was a cyclist and an athlete. She was a dual athlete, and that is still her social media handle. Then she worked and she was doing athletics. She married her husband. She took his name, so she became Georgia Hunter-Bell. And now she's got the chance to do the 800 and the 1,500. And, you know, I know that in terms of track and field, she's not the youngest, but she's very, very young in terms of competition, because this is only her first full-time professional season. So I think she's got the running in her legs. If you are going to try and give that a go, this might be the season to do it. The 1 year post-Olympic. I know she'll be thinking that every championship's for her. She needs to go and try and do her very best and see what her best opportunity of a medal is. But I certainly think she'll still be around, still very much on target when we get to Los Angeles. So, you know, if you're going to have an experimental time, this is the one to do it. So, Georgia, if you're listening, you asked me my advice in Birmingham. I say go for the double.
I agree that I think she can't miss the opportunity. There are so many. You talked about Keely being injured for a year, and she's come back brilliantly, and it shows the class of Keely Hodgkinson, I think. And I know we've said it, and you've said it so many times. I think she is going to be Britain's biggest Olympic star for many, many years. And what I mean by that is someone that the general public know, not just us Olympic sports fans. She will become the Jess Ennis-Hill of her generation, I think. But what I think Georgia Hunter-Bell needs to do is build on the fact that, yes, you're right. She went to the Olympics and got a medal. She became the British champion. She's now professionally running again, but she is of a certain age. I agree that her legs probably have more in them than other people at her age, but this is an opportunity because she could get injured. In a year's time, she might not be able to decide between the 800 and 15 because she may well be injured. So I think when you're running as well as she is, yeah, you could look at it and go, I'm not going to win a gold medal because Keely Hodgkinson is in the 800. But I think she said after the Diamond League, when she finished third, it would be amazing to finish on a podium with Keely. They're training partners. They're obviously huge friends and work with with obviously Trevor, the coach, and Jenny, his wife as well. So they are a team. They're a team, and you would like to see that. So I would say go for both. Go for both this year, and if you medal in both of them, what an achievement that will be. And then you move on to 2026, where we got the Ultimate Athletics Championships, you've got the Commonwealth Games, you've got more potential medals that you'll never have the chance, or you wouldn't have thought when you were working in the Home Office that you would have the chance to win those medals. So I agree with you. What did the bot say? Did you know what Chat GPT said? Did it say go for it as well?
No, she didn't reveal. I think I do think it is just totally and utterly dominating her and her team's thoughts at the minute. I think there's a medal there for her in the 800 meters. I think she's worried, obviously, that, she runs a brilliant 1500 meters, a really quick 1500 meters, gets to the final, but, doesn't get on the podium, such as the strength and depth in the 1500. And that takes out of her legs for the 800, which is, I guess, the event where she's probably got, as I said, the better opportunity. But, there's this British tradition, isn't there, of doubling up in the 8 and the 1500. She's referenced that herself. She knows about the history of her sport. She knows about the history of her sport in this country. She'll be 34 in LA. Who was 34 when they won 2 Olympic gold medals in Athens? Kelly Holmes. She's getting Kelly's advice. If you listen to Encore and Far Out, our Summer Paris Look Back series, we spoke on that podcast about all the knowledge and all the advice that Kelly Holmes has. She imparted some of it to us, and we just lapped it up in Paris when working with her for radio. And I'm pretty sure that Jenny Meadows, Kitty Hodgkinson, George Bell, Sarah Healy, and the rest of that team will be listening and learning from everything Kelly has to offer.
We wish her well and all of the British team when it's selected for the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo in September. Now, UK Athletics has also announced 37 strong Navuna, Great Britain and Northern Ireland team for the World Para Athletics Championships in New Delhi between the 26th of September and the 5th of October. Six-time world champion Holly Arnold will look to retain her F46 javelin title. Three-time world champion Jonathan Broome-Edwards goes in the T44 high jump. 11-time world medalist Sophie Hahn, I spoke to her at the Diamond League in London. Multiple Paralympic and World European medalist Dan Greaves will join the likes of Hannah Cockcroft, Sabrina Fortune, Dan Pembroke, all confirmed earlier in the summer as well. Nathan Maguire, interestingly, will be competing over 3 distances, the T54, 1500 metres, 800 metres, 400 metres, looking to replace, of course, the great David Weir on the track from a British perspective.
7 athletes making their senior international debuts, including Brie Cronin, after throwing a new PB in the F44 discus of 39.83 this year. 19-year-old Amy Thompson has improved her PB by half a metre this year in the women's F41 shot put. Scottish athlete Finlay Menzies in the T72 100 metres. That will be an event that will make a para debut in LA in 2028. And Bibi Jackson will make her senior international debut. She made history becoming Team England's first ever medalist at the Commonwealth Youth Games, winning silver in the discus in Trinidad and Tobago.
And what we need to see from a para athletics point of view is these new young names coming through, because some of the names I mentioned previously, we've all known since the likes of 2012. So great to see the next generation maybe coming through from a British point of view as they maintain their bid to continue dominance in the world para athletics, which is such a tough event, as we know athletics is across the world. So look, we're going to look ahead to the World Championships in rowing, gymnastics, canoe slalom, track cycling in the weeks to come. It's all a year after Paris 2024, of course. Sorry, I know we are moving on from that, but we have to reflect that. We'll also be at the men's tour of Britain, starting off in East Suffolk. And Michael, voice permitting, will also be at the Great North Run as well.
Yeah, Dame Kelly Holmes running the Great North Run this year, which would be great to see her. And obviously, Eilish McColgan is another one of the big headliners. So always a special day, 13.1 miles from Newcastle to South Shields. Big day in the northeast of England. Be covering that for TalkSport this year. Some other quick news from the Games headlines, including former British number 1 Rio 2016 Olympian from East Yorkshire, Kyle Edmund. He's announced his retirement from professional tennis.
Now, British cyclist and boyfriend of Emma Finnegan, Matt Richardson, former Aussie, has broken his own world record for the men's flying 200-metre start out in Turkey. He set a time of 8.857 seconds, just 24 hours after being the first man to break the sub-9 barrier.
I'm not sure how this has made the cut and got into the script, but do bear with me. Former FA Cup final referee, so I believe this is a football reference, Stuart Atwell is bringing, and I quote, his expertise and experience to table tennis. Oh, there we go. That's why it's in the script. He's advising the organising committee for the ITTF World Team Championship in London next year.
And talking of table tennis, gold for Will Bailey in the men's Class 7 and Aaron McKigan in the men's Class 8 among the highlights for British para table tennis that won 10 singles medals at the World Para Elite competition in Washington State earlier this summer.
Michael Weddock's Winter Wonders.
Oh, lovely to hear that again. We'll be hearing that a lot over the next few months. With 5 months to go to Milano Cortina 2026, the Olympic and Paralympic medals have been revealed. The gold, silver and bronze medals for the 2026 Winter Games feature an essential design that we're told places emotion and teamwork at its core, symbolising not only the union of two cities, that's Milano and Cortina, but also the soul of victory and the effort it takes to achieve it. I wonder who writes that stuff. We'll have plenty more Winter Olympic updates coming your way, plus a lot of interviews as well over the next 5 months. We'll be speaking to many members of Team GB.
And it's 3 years till the first ever Paralympic Games in LA. Of course, their third Olympics, but first Paralympics. And for the first time in history at the Olympics, naming rights are being sold for venues at LA 2028. The Comcast Squash Centre at Universal Studios will host, of course, the Olympic debut of the sport squash. And the Honda Center in Anaheim in California will be the first ever venue to retain its name for the Olympics when it stages the volleyball. Remember, in London 2012, the O2 had to be rebranded the North Greenwich Arena because sponsorship wasn't allowed. And I can remember it had to be changed on all the Tube Underground maps as well. In fact, some of them, I think they just kept it the North Greenwich Arena from that point on, which I'm sure O2 weren't greatly delighted about. But Honda, the Honda Centre, that's what we will be saying when we're on commentary duties, Michael, at the volleyball in LA next year. There will be additional naming rights, of course, announced in due course. But it sounds like money talks for these LA games, a bit like Paris, where they're effectively wanting private companies to fund the games and not the taxpayers of the USA. I'm not sure Donald would be very happy if he was paying his tax dollars on the Olympic Games.
Just rewriting my opening ceremony script now. And the Olympic flame burns over the city of Los Angeles and the Coca-Cola Olympic Stadium for the third time in its history. Don't forget to check out our socials, Anything But Footy. You can find us on all the platforms. We've got a couple of brand new blogs for you to read as well on our website, anythingbutfooty.com. John's been blogging about football. I've been blogging about the fact that
Olympic football.
I've been blogging about the fact I need to move on from Paris 2024. If you can't move on from Paris 2024, you can still hear Free From Desire as part of our Spotify Olympics music playlist. So do give that a listen. Do stay with us. We are moving on to Milan and we're looking ahead to LA. Has my voice made it through to the end?
Very well done. And I hope you get better soon.
Thank you.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, streaming now only on Netflix.